Okay, greetings and welcome. You know, some of you know that I'm on the board of the Islip Art Council. Well, today we're at the East Islip Library in Islip, and we're starting our jazz series concert. And right now, we have a couple of artists who are going to be performing that I want to introduce you to. But before I do, first let me tell you a little bit of what's going on with the the Islip Arts Council. Say that 5 times. It's always been a tongue twister for me. Okay, we have our annual kickoff coming up on May 5th. That's going to be held at the Timber Point Country Club. And that's going to be, again, that's on May 5th. We also have the Teenie Awards coming up. If you want to know more information about the events of the Islip Art Council, you can go to islipartscouncil.org, or you can call 631-224-5420. Right now, I want to introduce you to today's performing artists. And right now, I'm speaking with
Mala Waldron.
Mala Waldron.
Steve Salerno.
And Steve Salerno. Okay, since you're pretty much a featured artist, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit of your background.
Okay, well, I'm a musician, a jazz pianist, piano voice.
Okay, no violin.
Songwriter, no violin. Yes, I don't know who that was. No,
Okay.
skip that chapter.
Okay.
And born of 2 musician parents, both jazz musicians, and I started off playing a lot of R&B, and that's a big influence in what I do. And I think I kind of mix it up. It's merging jazz soul is what I call it.
Okay, well, according to your bio, you started performing at 15. You also traveled the world. You also traveled internationally. Tell us what it's like when you started, or how you got involved in doing that.
Traveling?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the first big trip that I did with my music was with my father, and we did a duo piano voice concert in Japan. And wow, it was an amazing experience, and out of that I was able to do some recording with him, and then a CD of my own, and from that I started a group of my own, and we've been able to travel to China, and last year we went to Sicily.
So who is some of your inspiration? And talk a little bit more about your band and your CD. All in one shot.
All in one shot. Influences, it's hard, you know. Vocally, I always loved Donny Hathaway a lot.
Okay, good.
And when I was growing up, my mom used to play a lot of Billie Holiday, and Roberta Flack was a big one, and it's hard to. So many. Piano, I always loved Herbie Hancock.
Okay.
Keith Jarrett, I love, and I can really go on and on.
So tell us where we can find you at on the internet if someone viewing this would be interested in finding more about you.
Okay, I'm at malawaldron.com, and you'll hear the music, which features my band, Steve Salerno on guitar, Miriam Sullivan on the bass, and Michael T.A. Thompson on the drums.
Okay, before we talk to Steve, the first song you're going to do, tell us a little bit about the first song that you're going to do.
The first song, Your Eyes. I had to think about that for a second, because sometimes you get out there. Exactly, you know, the audience sings different, and I'll try something else. But it's a song that I wrote, and it has kind of a groovy.
Wow, we're now really going back. Groovy.
It has a nice groove to it. You know, it's I don't know how to describe it, but it's a love song.
Okay. Okay, and Steve, I want to welcome you again. Steve, you are the founding director of the jazz program at Stony Brook University.
Yes. That's
a huge accomplishment. And you're also one of the favorites that we often see here perform for the Islip Art Council. Tell us a little bit more, or tell us about your background and how you got started in music.
Well, background is in classical and in jazz music. And I started rather late. I started when I was 18, and then went off to school and got my various degrees, and then played with so many different people, and that influenced my music very much.
Well, you have a certain style of playing the guitar. It's not something that the viewers are going to see in our next clip. It's not something that we're traditional. I mean, is that something that you just grew into, or is this someone who inspired you to perform the way you do, or is there a science to the way you play?
No science, but from playing with all kinds of different people and all different types of music, that really influenced my music greatly. You know, especially playing a lot of different jazz styles, and playing different rock and R&B and blues styles, and playing a lot of classical music. All of that is in there somewhere.
Okay, before we end, I have one more question I want to ask you. What advice would you give someone about following their dreams and their goals, Steve?
Very important to do that, and Mala is a great example of someone who really, followed her dreams, and she's hugely you know, musically, usually successful.
How did the two of you hook up? I mean, you know, that's an interesting. I mean, you're not Sammy and Dean, but you know.
Well, we met on a gig, which is typical. A lot of musicians meet on a gig. And
Okay.
I was doing a solo gig at a place that no longer exists in Huntington.
Okay.
And a friend of Steve's was down there hearing what I was doing. She really liked it. And she called Steve on the phone and said, you got to get down here and hear this woman or something like that. And
Yeah, I was writing up charts. I was really engrossed in what I was doing, and, you know, and wasn't ready to go out. And she said, "No, come on down here," and so I did. And that's
oh,
how
I'm
we
so
met.
glad. I'm so glad she made that phone call.
Okay, Steve, tell the viewers where they can find you at.
I'm at stevesalerno.com, and there's discography and different clips on there as well.
Okay, and Mama, tell us what advice would you give someone about following their dreams and their goal?
Oh, just do what's in your heart. You know, if you really believe that you want to do something, because I'll tell you, when I started, nobody really wanted me to sing. This is true. Nobody. I started off on the piano, and no one was really that interested in it, but I really wanted to do it, you know. So you want to do it, you know, go for it. But study and practice and, you know, show them that they're wrong.
Okay, and that's it. My name is Gerard, your host. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly and always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one who can see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. And we're living good today.
Yes, we are.
We hope you are too. Come to the Islip Art Council. We'll talk to you later. Peace.